In the high-stakes game of cybersecurity, the rules are being completely rewritten, and not by people, but by code. What we're seeing is a massive shift, a real arms race where artificial intelligence is both the weapon and the shield. So let's dive into how AI is just fundamentally changing the world of penetration testing.
Yeah, this quote from Max Moros, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the problem we're facing. For decades, we've been relying on a security model that's just totally out of sync with how fast modern threats move. It's like taking a single snapshot in a world that's really a non-stop action movie.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about why that old model, the one we've all trusted for years, simply cannot keep up anymore. The ground has completely shifted right from under our feet.
I mean, just look at the difference here. A traditional manual pen test is this huge, slow, expensive project. We're talking tens, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars for a process that can take a whole month. And because of that, most companies can only really afford to do it, a few times a year? It's a single photo of a system that's changing by the minute.
And that's really the heart of the issue, right? This massive mismatch in speed. You've got developers shipping new code every week, sometimes every day. Cloud permissions are shifting by the hour. But our security checks, they're a polished photo of a system that doesn't even exist anymore. Attackers are operating at machine speed, while our defenses have been stuck in first gear. But now, a new player has entered the ring. A whole new generation of AI-driven security tools is showing up, and they're designed to fight fire with fire, and more importantly, operate at the incredible speed of modern software.
Okay, and let's be super clear here. This is not just some fancy new vulnerability scanner that's looking for a list of known problems. We're talking about systems that can actually reason, plan, and execute complex, multi-step attacks. They're basically mimicking the creativity and intuition of a human expert.
Now that all sounds great on paper, but, talk is cheap. The real question is, can these AI agents actually go head-to-head with experienced human hackers when it comes to finding and exploiting real-world vulnerabilities?
Well, that's exactly what researchers at Wiz decided to find out. They put the latest AI models to the ultimate test, pitting them against a series of challenges that were modeled after actual, high-value vulnerabilities that have been found out in the wild.
And honestly, the results are, they're staggering. The AI solved incredibly complex vulnerabilities, things like stored XSS and SSRF. And look, these are not some small-time bugs, right? These are the kinds of vulnerabilities that would earn human hackers tens of thousands of dollars in bug bounties.
But here's the part that really blew my mind: the cost. For a lot of these successful attacks, the cost to run the AI agent was less than $1. Think about that. This just completely flips the entire economic equation of hacking on its head. The barrier to entry for really sophisticated attacks just hit the floor.
So the final score, across all of the tests, a 90% success rate. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. This isn't some future possibility or a fun lab experiment anymore. This is a proven, effective, and very real capability that's here, right now.
As the researchers themselves put it, this is real. AI agents are no longer just helpful assistants, they are fully capable offensive security operators in their own right. But, and this is a big but, here's the twist. This incredible new power for defenders, it inevitably creates an equally powerful and frankly far more dangerous new class of threat. So let's talk about what that really means.
Okay, so this is a really important distinction we have to make. We need to understand the difference between generative AI, like a chatbot, and agentic AI. Agentic systems are designed to take action. They can send emails, they can modify databases, they can make API calls that have real-world consequences, all without a human directly telling them what to do.
And you can see right here just how much the game has completely changed. We've gone from worrying about things like prompt injections and a safe little chatbot to now defending against goal hijacking in systems that have read and write API access to our most critical data. The potential for damage has just expanded exponentially.
Yeah, these risks are so new and so different that the old rulebooks are basically being thrown out. OWASP, a big name in security, has already released a brand new top 10 list just for these agentic systems. And it highlights totally new threats like agent goal hijack, which is basically tricking the AI into working for the attacker, and memory poisoning, where you can feed the AI bad information to corrupt its future decisions.
And maybe one of the most critical new vulnerabilities is what's called the confused deputy problem. Think about it this way.
This is where an attacker doesn't even need to break in. They just have to persuade your trusted, authorized AI agent to do their dirty work for them, using its own legitimate permissions. It's wild.
So where is all this headed? When you look at all the pieces, there's really only one conclusion you can draw. The future of security on both the offense and the defense is going to be autonomous.
We're on this clear evolutionary path, right? We started with those slow, periodic manual tests. We are right now entering the era of continuous autonomous validation, where AI agents are testing our systems with every single code change. And the final destination? The self-healing enterprise, where an AI doesn't just find the flaws, it fixes them automatically.
And this brings up a really fascinating strategic choice for pretty much any organization trying to build these defenses. Do you go with a powerful, super accurate, but proprietary model where you have to send your data out to a third party, or do you invest in self-hosting an open source model? It might be way cheaper and give you total privacy, but it requires a lot more in-house expertise. This is exactly the kind of trade-off that's going to define security strategy for years to come.
Yeah, this quote just sums it all up, doesn't it? We are now in a full-blown AI versus AI conflict. Attackers are using AI to automate finding targets and to build malware that adapts on the fly. And now, defenders have to use AI just to have a fighting chance.
Which leaves us with one final and, I think, crucial question. In a world where machines are fighting other machines at a speed and scale that we can barely even comprehend, what's our role in all this? What's the new role for human creativity? Maybe the future isn't about us competing with the machines, but about learning how to direct them, using our creativity and our strategic thinking to aim these incredibly powerful new tools in the right direction.